Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children, you are in Unit 2 Entrepreneurship Planning. And in the last class, we saw the importance of business plan and the formats of business plan. And today we are going to see the outline of business plan and the contents of the business plan. And what are all the contents we're going to see. The first is going to be the introductory cover page. Second, you're going to see the business venture, the organization plan, production plan, operation plan, human resource plan, marketing plan, financial plan, and miscellaneous appendix. Now let us first discuss the introductory profile. Now, what do you have here? This is the title of the cover page that provides a brief summary of the business plan contents. The information of the general nature contained in the introductory profile includes, first you have the entrepreneur's biodata, his name, address of the promoter, his or her qualification, experience and other capabilities. In case of partners, their names, number, address, designation, etc. Now next you have the industry's profile. Okay, the name and address of the enterprise, the telephone, fax, email, website address, the nature of the business, any branch and sister concern, constitution and organization. The constitution and organization structure of the enterprise. That means whether it is a sole proprietor or a partnership form of a partnership firm or a company or any other form, along with the registration details. Next you have the product details. You have the product utility, product range, product design, and then you have precise USP of the product. What do you mean by utility? Utility means product utility means the value and benefit received by the consumer from the product. What do you mean by product range? Product range means it's a set of variations on a specific product made to appeal to different market segments. Then what do you mean by product design? It describes the process of the image, creating products that solve the user's problems, specific needs in a given market. The next you have the precise USP of the product. Now what do you mean by USP of the product? Now it refers to the unique benefit exhibited. USP means unique selling proportion. So it refers to unique benefit exhibited by a company service product or brand that enables it to stand out from the competitors. It should highlight the benefits that are meaningful to the consumers. Next, you have description. The second part is description of the venture. So this section of business plan generally begins with a mission statement by the entrepreneur describing the size, scope and nature of the enterprise, whether big, small or how, what is going to be, whether it's a sole proprietor or whatever is going to be the nature, the size, the raw material he's going to use, labor, etc. So first he's going to say the site. Site means what? The location of the enterprise, owned or leased land. It's an industrial area, no objection from the municipality authorities if required. Then needs to be determined. Then you have the physical infrastructure. Availability of the following items of infrastructure should be mentioned in the business plan. Okay, now whether it is going to be attached roof or what are the it's going on, like what is the area and how your building is going to be like. So maybe the plan, you have to show the plan. Then raw materials, whether indigenous or imported source of supply. What do you mean by indigenous? Indigenous means occurring naturally in a particular place. That is called as indigenous. Now, what do you mean by labor? Next, you have labor. The type of labor required, provisions for their training, number of manpower required, whether how much I think skilled labor you require, how many professionals you require, how many unskilled labor required, what type of training you have to give, all that you should specify. Next, utilities. These include power, fuel, water, gas, electricity, etc. Business plan needs to clearly state the type of utility required. Or regarding different form, time, utilities, and all, we have already learned in the beginning of the chapter. Then the load sanctioned, sources and quality of water used, quantum of coal. In the factory, you have to burn. You're going to convert the raw material into and the raw material, as I told you, it will undergo some process and then it has to come out as a product. So how much of coal you require, how much of coke, oil, etc. required, and the suppliers of the same. Next, you have pollution control. Now, pollution control, the sewage system. In the sewage, you have to treat the water that is extracted from the plant. if it is a gas that is coming out, then you have to treat it and sell, because there will be always there will be pollution and people living around will file a case against you and you may have to close your company. So all that should be clearly mentioned. How are you going to treat? So the water harvesting system, arrangement and dumping, disposing of the other types of waste or emission all need to be discussed in this plan. Next, Next, you have transport and communication system. So, how are you going to transport? The requirements of transport and communication facility, mode and means opted for bottlenecks, etc., are duly covered in by this plan. Here, how are you going to bring your raw materials? What is the mode of transport you're going to use? Whether it is near the place where the raw material, the factory is going to be situated. Everything you have to mention in this particular portion. And machinery and equipment. A complete list of items of machinery and equipment required, indicating their size, capacity, type, cost, and source of their supply should be disclosed. And the next you have production process. A mention of the process involved in production, the installed license capacity of the plant, the technology to be used, whether available locally or imported, shifts involved needs to be present in this business plan. The target of this section of the plan is to save the entrepreneur from a potential disaster of time and cost later. Later on, he cannot be sitting and deciding all this. And after starting the business, if he's going to go and search for the raw material, he's going to search for the machinery, he's going to see whether the transport and communication system is available, then it's going to be an utter disaster for him. It's going to be a total flop and a failure. So herein the entrepreneur is able to assess and evaluate whether the idea is feasible or not, whether he can start a business or not, whether all these things are available. So he has to see the site, the physical infrastructure is sufficient enough for what, whether he is having sufficient raw material or he should import, what type of where it is available, if at all he has to import, whether the type of labor required for making this product is available. Have you got the license for the pollution control? Do you have the sufficient machinery and equipment? And what is going to be the product process? Everything you have to decide here, and well in advance you should decide. Otherwise, you'll be wasting your time, and you're definitely going to be a disaster. You're going to be a failure, and the idea is it will not be feasible, or it will not be possible at all for you to continue with your business. Okay. Now, with this, we are finishing the second part. In the next part, we are going to see production plan. Okay. So every class we will see each type of plan, and so that we can complete this unit. And in this, now that I have completed the importance of business plan, formats of business plan, what is business plan, and what are the contents of business, the outline of content. Now I finished, we finished two, isn't it? Introductory page, what are the contents you should have. Then second subdivision, I told you what is your, we discussed that, what should be the nature of your business venture, you have to describe there. So in your assignment, I want to write what is the mission of the new venture? What are the reasons for going into business? Why will you be successful in this venture? What development work has been completed to date? What are your products and services? Describe the product and services, including patent, copyright, or trademark status. Where will the business be located? Okay. Now you have to give your mission of the new venture. Maybe you can start any, whatever is there in your mind you're going to start, you can tell the new venture. And what is the reason for doing the business? Now, is your building new or old, or is need any renovation? And is the building leased or owned? Okay, and if it is a lease, how many years? Maybe 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, or whatsoever. Why is this building and location right for your business? Maybe your raw material is very close by, and for example, if you are going to use wood, okay, if wood is your raw material, it is better that you have your factory near the river, because transporting wood is very easy through the rivers, isn't it? So wherever the raw material is available, you can have your factory there. So what office equipment will be needed if you are having a factory, sugarcane factory, you're going to convert to sugar. What type of equipment? If it's a leather factory or a tire factory or a textile manufacturing factory, or maybe you're making shoes and slippers and all that. So if at all, what should be your raw material? What type of equipment do you require? Will equipment be purchased or leased? Whether you're going to have your own factory, and if it is going to be your own land, or if it's going to be your own equipment that you're going to make use for production, or you're going to lease it, or you're going to import it. Everything you should mention here. So what experience do you have, and will you need to successfully implement the business plan? So, whether you're already into business and you're starting a new venture, what are the previous ventures you have, and why you would have gained a lot of experience. Only when you step into some venture, you know what you're supposed to do. Maybe your previous failures have given you a new lesson, and because of that, you have improved, and so you will be trying to put all because of whatever failures you have faced, okay, and you want to improve on that, maybe your business plan will show, okay, improvement. Maybe you would have had a lot of learning experience from the previous failures, isn't it? So I want you to imagine your venture, or describe the venture that you're going to start, and I want you to answer the following questions that I have mentioned here. So you can take 2 days to complete this assignment, and I'll be joining you in the next class with a new subdivision production plan. What exactly you're going to have in the production plan? So the planning of industrial operation involves four considerations, namely, what work shall be done, how the work shall be done, and lastly, when and by whom the work shall be done. So planning, as you know, is very, very important. To have a plan, everything you know, like what you're going to import, what you're going to export, what is going to be your technology, what are the equipments you're going to use, whether it's going to be your own building or a leased building, whatever you require, you should mention so that you don't run around in the last moment. And whenever whenever you panic, when you panic, you don't end up with a good result, isn't it? So you should never panic, or you should not run about in the last moment. You should be well prepared before you start a business. Okay, you should have all the technical know-how, and you should have everything that you require, all the resources, finance, human resource, whatever you want for the business. You should set it right, and it should be in a written form so that you don't miss anything. And by the time you complete a business plan, you will have get an idea whether it is really possible for you to proceed. And if it is not possible for you to proceed, you can end there. You can take up some other business venture, because if you're going to invest crores in it and if you're going to lose it, then it will be difficult for you to come out. Okay, so it will be a disaster for you. So better that once you know it is not feasible, at least you can drop it. Right? So that is why you should make a business plan. Alright, so I will catch you up in the next class with the production plan. Fine. Thank you, children. And complete the assignment. I'm going to give you 2 days. Think of a venture in your mind, and how you are going to. I want you to answer all these questions. So with this, you will get an idea. Fine. Okay. Thank you.